interested in is there's much new research that's coming out on the balance between engagement and effectiveness. I'm interested in hearing how you balance internally with your own people. You know, what's the difference between the numbers on the quarterly report and all of these wonderful, beautiful, warm and fuzzy values and cool things that you know, make you who you are and make it work?
Well, I'll start with good news and bad news from our company. One of the things we do to balance it and make it work is have a ton of autonomy that people get to decide. If you know, one day our marketing leader came to me and said, "We're going to work from home on Thursdays now, the whole team." Okay, try it out. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, let me know. But giving that, you know, not even giving it, she just basically took the autonomy and made the decision. And that kind of thing, and the way you handle pregnancy leave, and the way you handle sick leave, and volunteering days, those policy decisions show up in the form of, last year we won an award, bragging a little bit, for
That's okay.
the #2 best technology company to work for women. By Fortune magazine in the country. So it shows that if you have policies that support autonomy and how you treat people, it shows up in awards. How does that hit the bottom line? Awards are good for sales. They're good for attracting employees. And last year, I think we, if I'm going to expose our screw ups, you don't have to tweet this, although I guess you could. I think a lot of applicants were mistaking, you know, a culture of well-being, where well-being is an important part of what you do, to it's a little, you know, it's like summer camp. And we have this science we call the sweet spot of stress. And we find that people actually deliver way better business results when they are stressed to some degree, when they're leaning forward, when they care. You know, stress is a really awesome positive response 90% of the time. That's what helps you find mates and reproduce and find food in the jungle and all the things that we evolved to do. So stress is good up to a point. You know, if you're too low on stress and sit on the couch all day and, you know, don't do anything and have motivation, that's a bad thing. If you're too stressed for too long and you're not kind of fluctuating in a healthy, happy range, you burn out and quit. So for us, it's about having the policies, the active day-to-day management, you know, weekly one-on-ones and those things, to keep people in the forward-leaning sweet spot and not set One thing we changed this year is actually we set expectations in hiring. Just so you know, this isn't an easy job. It's not supposed to be easy. Like anything worthwhile, it's actually really hard. And if it gets too hard, we want you to take time off. We want you to take vacation. We need you to replenish and get back in that sweet spot.
Anyone else?
Sorry.
Good.
Sorry,
No,
guys.
that was good. Look, I think that, so from a purely pragmatic perspective, most of what we're talking about is super cheap. And so it takes very little in the way of gain to, you know, have it pay out from a financial or an ROI perspective. But at the end of the day, it's turnover. It's for me, it's the discretionary IP, and I think the stress point is super important. I think people do their best work when they're creating their own stress, meaning they're setting their goals, they're taking ownership, they're driving themselves. That's a great kind of stress. And so you got to create an environment that lets people do that, where they feel like they own outcomes and they want to deliver against those outcomes. And you know, the culture stuff is not actually expensive, particularly if you take out it's more effort than it is dollars.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's intentional effort, and I'm convinced it pays dividends. So.
Excellent.